long as I want to that.
Okay, fair enough.
Hi, my name is Christina, and today I will be arguing against Christina's debate. She was stating that smoking marijuana is not harmful to your body, and today I will be telling you that it is harmful to your body. The claims that she made were that marijuana has not been proven to be the cause of any illnesses up to this date, that it actually has been shown to be beneficial in cancer, and that it helps fight HIV, and also that it helps fight arthritis and sleeping problems. Well, she stated that it hasn't been shown to be any, like that it hasn't caused any deaths, but it is harmful to your body. I'm gonna kind of compare it to tobacco smoke, because that's what a lot of people compare it to. Oh, I don't smoke cigarettes, I smoke weed instead. It's really not either. Marijuana smoke contains 50 to 70% more cancer-causing substances than tobacco smoke. One major research study made at the University of California, Berkeley, reported that a single cannabis joint can cause as much damage to the lungs as 5 regular cigarettes smoked back to back. Also that long-term joint smokers often suffer from bronchitis, which is the inflammation of the respiratory tract. She also states that it helps HIV and sleeping problems and stuff like that. I didn't see anything that stated that it does. I mean, it can for people that have that certain problem. But I'm stating that this drug has more of an effect on your physical health. Studies in Australia in 2008 linked years of heavy marijuana use to brain abnormalities. Also that marijuana changes the structure of sperm cells, deforming them. Thus, even small amounts of marijuana can cause temporary sterility in men, which means that like first temporarily like you won't be able to like reproduce. So it might be a good thing. It's like birth control for men, kind of. Marijuana can also upset a woman's menstrual cycle, so that's what affects women in comparison to men. Let's see. So the short-term and long-term effects of marijuana. So the short-term effects I found were sensory effects, panic, anxiety, poor coordination of movement, lowered reaction time, and the initial up. The users feel are usually like sleepiness and depression. It also increases your heartbeat, which can not maybe after the first couple uses, but eventually it is able to cause heart attack or lead to heart attack. The long-term effects of smoking marijuana is that it can cause like growth disorders, that it can reduce the male's sex hormones, and that it has rapid destruction of lung fibers, and can cause injuries to the brain, and that can be something that's permanent. So, and also some other long-term effects are that it reduces sexual capacity. And then studies made at Laverne University have stated that marijuana use can also reduce the ability to learn and retain knowledge and new information. And also some symptoms caused by smoking marijuana are like drowsiness, lack of motivation, and the ability to understand things clearly. And these are also long-term effects that can be caused by smoking marijuana. So Christina said that it isn't harmful to your body, which clearly it is. I mean, yeah, it might have like its good things like for cancer and stuff, but I mean, overall, it's not good for you. So, yeah.
think it would benefit you from was born.
All right, well, you state the advocate's primary and secondary claims pretty clearly. And you start making a list of harms that are both short-term and long-term. You don't really give us any source citation on that. You do provide one piece of information that suggests that there are greater carcinogens in marijuana than in tobacco, and that there is, as a consequence, consuming a single marijuana joint is the equivalent of smoking 5 cigarettes back to back. That one you provided some source citation on, and there's some proof on that. The bronchitis link, I think, also comes from that same source, although that was not very clear. When you talk about the medical benefits that the advocate is presenting, you pretty much concede them. You don't deny them. You don't talk about whether or not the advocate's evidence was adequate or substantial, or whether or not other things would be a better way to address those particular issues. So if you have a sleep disorder or HIV, smoking pot is really your best medicine for this. There aren't other things that would be more helpful. That seems like it would be a logical way to go. And then you start, again, making claims about long-term harmful consequences without providing any sources on this material. You mentioned brain abnormalities and sperm issues and your menstrual cycle. I'm going, well, where does all this information come from? And I don't have any source citation on it. The one piece of evidence that in the second part of the speech that offers some proof on it is the research that was done at Laverne that says it has long-term effects on people's ability to learn. So you did provide some evidence on that particular point. But the stuff about heart attacks, I've heard this kind of stuff before, but I didn't hear any evidence that was being offered here, and it feels sort of random. There's not really any analysis of the advocate's evidence and reasoning and whether or not you thought that they made a good argument to begin with. You mostly concede the medical issues, and you're just presenting counterclaims on other potential harms. If you're going to present the counterclaims, then they ought to have the same standard of proof that a claim has. There's got to be grounds and reasons to accept those particular conclusions, and you're just giving us the assertions without providing the grounds and the reasoning on those points. You need to be a little bit more forceful in your presentation. You sound like you are uncertain as to what position you ought to be taking. I don't see why you should be uncertain at all. You should simply say...
I don't smoke pot, I don't know.
But you did have 2 weeks to research the subject, and you could say, the evidence shows that there are these particular harms. Here's the evidence that shows that it has this negative consequence and this negative consequence. The advocate said that it has this particular benefit, but the only example that they provide is a random example. They don't have any medical studies on that. You don't have to be shy about saying stuff like that. You sound like you're apologetic when you're making the argument, and you don't want to be apologizing.
I'm not shy. I had to talk about sperm up there instead.
That's true. You did talk about sperm. And we'll leave it with that.